like a team.
That affirmation certainly is great in terms of setting the right tone, because you want to set a positive tone, clearly, and I can see where that would help to set that tone, Crystal. I know in terms of Caliper's approach to team building, it's done through understanding the qualities that drive each of us and our own unique motivations. Did you, in this process, learn more about each other?
We certainly learned much more about each other. Through that process, the second step of what we did then was talked about what we needed from each other. Those things were written down. It was all taken to heart. Everyone had a list of what the things that were needed from the other person, that they could easily refer to it, and that then that team member could take it a step further and say, okay, this is what one person on the team needs from me, and to try to make an effort in exploring that, or trying to fulfill it, or partially making an attempt to recognize it. It started opening up the lines of communication on understanding really kind of what made the other person tick, what was important to them, what their needs were from the other members of the team, where they felt maybe things were falling short, that they weren't getting the support that they needed from the other team.
Without telling any tales outside of school or certainly naming anybody, can you share an instance where there was a conflict that rose and it was able to be resolved in that way?
Yeah, and I would say a lot of the things were just very general, but for example, one of the things that was stated that someone needed from me was that they were looking for me to build a safe environment for open discussion of conflict and be instrumental in working towards building trust on the team. Now, that told me a lot of things. Number one, this person didn't feel there was a safe environment. This person felt there wasn't trust on the team or enough trust on the team. So as a result of that, then, what I needed to do, and in this case, worked with the facilitator to work to identify the specific elements of what could be done to create, or try to create at least, to be viewed by this individual as a safe environment for discussions, and what could be done to facilitate building trust among the team members.
That's very challenging.
Oh, it's extremely challenging.
Well, on the one hand, the person was feeling that there wasn't that trusting environment. The person was also feeling that you were open enough to talk to about this.
That's right. I think the facilitator did help create that safe environment in that particular case. Then I needed to take that and say, okay, how can I now create the same feeling of safe environment so this person can continue to talk in this manner?
How long was this team building session, Crystal?
This particular team building session that I'm referring to occurred over a 4-day period.
You said earlier on that it's not just a one-time deal. Is this something that you see yourself doing periodically then?
I hope so. I think that it was beneficial. I think it was beneficial for the entire team, and I certainly hope that we can continue doing these types of things, because I think it helps bring a group together.
That's very well put. That's very well put. Thank you. You're very, very reflective, very open and candid, and I appreciate your sharing your thoughts.
Not a problem.
Terrific. Terrific. Thank you again. We've been talking with Crystal Zoner, who is the Director of Food Service for BCA, which is an American subsidiary of the French-owned cheese company Bongrand.
Bongrand. You have it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How about that for my French there, Kim?
Very good.
Okay, one of the things that stood out to me when Crystal was telling us about her team was how that feeling of trust was key to helping her team progress and work better. Can you explain to us why that's important and how you establish trust?
Basically, trust is the foundation of any team. Without trust, teamwork is all but impossible. Trust means that each member is confident that the intentions of their peers are good. When trust is strong, members of the team are open to discussions, encourage diverse perspectives, listen to one another, and feel safe discussing any topic. Understanding and respecting each person's vulnerabilities and trusting that they won't be used against that person is really the first step in building a great team.
Very big. We're going to spend some more time talking about trust because, as you said, it is just so vital. But what I'd like to do now is go back to our audience and see how they view trust among their own team. Okay, so my question is, do you trust the people on your current team? A is absolutely, we can talk openly about any team issue. B is yes, but with certain limitations. And C is no, but don't tell any of them I said that. Okay, let's see what we're getting here on this. We have 7% so far saying no, but don't tell any of them that I said that. Overwhelmingly, about 20% are going for A. Overwhelmingly, it's in the middle. What is that? Is that pretty typical?
Actually, I think that's really an interesting score. A lot of people are feeling very comfortable that they could talk openly with their teams, but with limitations.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think it boils down to where's the comfort level. There are some things that do create fear or discomfort, and people don't like to feel vulnerable, and I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I think you're very right. Now, Kim, we've spoken with a couple business leaders who've gone through this team building process and gotten their insights. Let's go into more specifics about the team building program itself. Could you tell us what team building programs entail?
Absolutely. Well, there are 5 major steps involved in team building. The first step is to analyze the team. We conduct a team analysis in which all members take an in-depth personality assessment. We interview team members and also administer a short team survey. A team analysis provides objective information about the strengths and developmental needs for individual team members and the team as a whole. Think of it as data or metrics about the team. It provides objective information to help understand the chemistry of the team and how the interactions of the team members may support or impede the team's success and achievement of professional goals. Simultaneously, we conduct one of those interviews to gain perspective about strengths, challenges, and team processes. We also administer a short team survey to create a benchmark for the team. All of this data will be analyzed and consolidated to create the team-building agenda and materials for the day.
And after you have a clearer picture of your team and where each of the members' strengths and opportunities lie, what sort of actions follow that, Kim?
Well, step 2 involves presenting the team analysis data to the team leader. After the leader has a clear picture of the team's composite, strengths and challenges, we prefer to set up one-on-one meetings with each team member. During those coaching sessions, each team member reviews his or her data against the teams. By meeting with each person before the team-building workshop, the coach can help the person gain a better understanding of the team and create ideas around how to personally contribute in a more effective manner.
Very good. So at what point, then, does the whole team come together?
The entire team comes together for a full-day workshop soon after the one-on-one meetings have occurred with the team members.
And what do each of the participants get out of these team-building sessions?
Well, during step 3, the team attends a team-building workshop. The full-day workshop is facilitated by a consultant. Although the actual content of the workshop is customized based on the needs of the team, generally the workshop includes the following key elements: defining how individual personalities of the team members contribute to individual and organizational perceptions, creating ground rules, reviewing the purpose, top goals, priorities, roles, and accountability structure, discussing incentives, clarifying decision-making and problem-solving strategies, creating a plan with steps that can be implemented when the team returns home, and having some fun, getting to know each other a little bit better. And lastly, one of the biggest takeaways from the workshop is to ensure that everyone has some tools that the manager can use when they get back to working with their teams.
Can you share with us what some of those tools are?
Sure, Patrick. I have 3 favorites that are effective. Setting clear agreements. The first one is about setting clear agreements. As a leader, it's a good habit to clearly outline for your direct reports what needs to be accomplished. By outlining the goal, the role, the steps, the time frames, and the outcomes, each person has a clear understanding of what needs to be done and by when. Usually, if something does not work out during a process, one of the steps on this particular triangle was not communicated effectively. It works time and time again. The second tool is I versus you. Using I statements instead of you statements. You statements can make people feel defensive and closed. I statements allow team members to express their ideas more clearly and help guide communication in difficult situations. During a team building session, the group is often broken into groups of 3. Each person takes turns practicing how to deliver feedback about somebody else's behavior, the impact it had on, and also it discusses what could be changed about the teacher. A leader can take this tool back to work and utilize it to have a robust conversation with somebody. This tool helps you organize your thoughts in advance and also have conversations about the impact of someone's behavior and how it impacted you personally. This process is more effective because it starts the conversation in a positive way. By asking the person to help you understand more about what you've observed versus pointing out you should have done this differently, which is basically saying to somebody you're not doing something right. The next tool is walking the wheel. It's the last tool I'm going to talk about today, and it's about the awareness wheel. This tool can be used by team members to engage in constructive conflict. Conflict is necessary, and it's part of ensuring that the team is healthy and challenged. By walking the wheel, each team member can take turns asking questions from a position of positive intent. Although leaning into conflict can be challenging at times, asking questions helps each team member gain a better understanding of the situation. The questions include, what I observed was, when you did that, it made me think, then it made me feel, and what I wanted was you to do, and what I'm doing right now is. And usually the situation ends up being a misunderstanding that's easily rectified. And when a team member comes to you with a wheel in their hand, it's time to sit down and have a nice conversation about how to understand that person.
That's so interesting. I can see clearly how that would, inside of that session, how that would help very much, Kim. After the session's over, how can you ensure the team stays on track?
Well, Patrick, step 4 is about following up. Teams that engage and follow up after team building helps to ensure success. Many team leaders offer their members monthly team building assignments, exercises, they engage in coaching, they conduct quarterly meetings in a way to reinforce and apply what they've learned in the session. This is also a time for the consultant to check in with the team leader to see how the group's progressing and ensure the team is effectively working on their post-workshop action plans.
You mentioned, Kim, how a team can derail and some techniques to quickly resolve those issues, and that's very helpful. But at what point does a team know that they've reached where they need to be? And how do they determine if it's enough and if it's having the desired impact on the organization?
Well, the last step in team building processing is about reviewing the end results. Patrick, the work of most functional and cross-functional teams, it doesn't end. As goals are accomplished, new ones are selected. It's very important for the team to create a system to track progress against the achievement of the goals on a quarterly basis. A team that celebrates milestones, adjusts the plan as needed, accomplishes their goals, becomes re-energized and excited to receive the next challenge. Another best practice is about creating a team scorecard. A scorecard can help the team reflect and evaluate how each member and the team itself and how they're doing in relationship to trust, as well as the 8 foundations for building successful teams that we talked about earlier. Purpose, priorities, trust, accountability, etc. Great teams succeed because